of Professor Dr. Kriem. He is a faculty member at the University of Lebanon since 2004. He was awarded a PhD in English literature at the University of Baghdad in 2011. He published several papers in Iraq and international academic journals, valuable poems, in addition to various translations. His main research interests are literature, literary theories, modern drama, and Iraqi history.
Thank you, Mr. Majid.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وآله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين. في البدء أهنئكم وأهنئ نفسي بولادة أمير المؤمنين سلام الله عليه ونحن في مدينته النجف المشرفة. فهنيئا لكم نعمة الولاية. And I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the University of Kufa, to the College of Education, and to the Department of English, and to my dear colleague and friend, Mr. Majid, for this opportunity. Indeed, I love such occasions because they take us out from our daily routines into something new, where we can share ideas, brainstorm, meet and make new friends, and meet old colleagues and students we are proud of who came to take their place in the academic arena. Why Coleridge? Oh my God, he is such an old poet, but still, not to say that he is rich, because he is rich, but the point I wanted to make is that even when you take an old subject, it's still new, you will still find something else. And I have been digging this particular topic for almost a decade, and I'm not joking, and I'm not exaggerating. صار لي 10 سنين أدور على هذا الموضوع، أبحث به. Yeah, I'm a lover of literature, that's indeed. And I have done so many articles, so many books in search for a justification. Why do the ancient mariner, this old man who moves around telling his story, why does he choose the wedding guest? Why this man? He goes into a wedding guest and he chooses a man. Why this man in particular? Why not the bridegroom? Why not the father of the bride? And make himself the center of attention. Why does he take a man in random, and the act is not random at all, and then he takes him aside and he starts to talk? Of course, you all know Coleridge, and we cannot overstate his importance. With Wordsworth and Robert Southey, he is the father of Romanticism, a movement that changed the face of English literature and paved the way to the ultimate change at the beginning of the 20th century, when T.S. Eliot Ezra found H.S. Lynn decided to make a revolution against Romanticism. So they are the fathers of the modern, they are the fathers of modern literature. The poem begins, I am a professor of drama in origin, but my first love and my last love is poetry. Professor Saleh, our professor, esteemed professor, and my second father, lured me into drama in the same way he lured so many of He, just like the ancient mariner, he cast his spell upon us, and he made us all study drama. My first and my last love is poetry. The poem begins in what we call in the drama in medias res, that is in the middle of action. It opens as such. It is an ancient mariner, and he stoppeth one of the three. Notice the randomness of the action. He stoppeth one of the three. He chooses one of the first three people he meets. But again, it is not a random act. By thy long grey beard and the glittering eye, why, wherefore, now wherefore stoppest me? The wedding guest is spellbound and listens. The last stanza of the poem reads, he went like one that had been stunned and is of sons, forlorn, a sadder and a wiser man. He rose the morrow morn. The wedding guest is transformed. He changes into someone else. He is reborn into a man with wisdom, a man who appreciates something which he did not. The question that remains unanswered, both in the poem and in the vast body of the critical work that has been written on Coleridge, is why does the mariner choose this guest in particular? Why does he choose this man? The urge, the need to tell the story comes to the ancient mariner suddenly, and it is described in the poem. Since then, at an uncertain hour, now oftentimes and now fewer, that anguish, he calls it anguish. In other words, it is a pain. When you get pain, you take painkillers, because you cannot stand the pain, you cannot bear the pain, you have to take painkillers. That anguish comes and makes me tell my ghastly adventure. The reason is stated in the last stanza of part 1. As you know, the poem is divided into 7 parts with different stanzas. God save the ancient mariner from the fiends that plague thee thus. Why lookest thou so? With my crossbow I shot the albatross. This is a dialogue. The poem is a literary ballad, and the ballad is built on dialogue. I think that I worked so much with the dramatic text helped me see what others couldn't. Imagine this, a man who is telling a story, and there is a listener, and the man says, I have faced ghosts, I have seen supernatural things. And the other man says, God save thee. The look on the mariner's face changes. He is saying this, but not in words. He is saying it he is using his facial expressions. What are you talking about? I am not plagued. You are like me so many years ago, and this is why I chose you. The ancient mariner was punished because he didn't love creatures. He didn't love the products of nature, who are a reflection of the Creator himself. So he didn't appreciate life. So he killed the albatross. The ancient mariner shares the same mentality, shares the same frame of mind. He doesn't appreciate life. He doesn't appreciate creation. That's why he was chosen. It is not a random act. He was chosen on purpose. You need to be changed. You need to be corrected. You need to be redeemed. Now, Here is the point. Why lookest thou so? The question tells the reader that the mariner had a facial expression, a mixture of sadness, disappointment, maybe horror, in reaction to the wedding guest's remark. The only thing left to do is to tell the story, and that is why we find the mariner saying, with my crossbow I shot the albatross. Notice the brevity of the sentence. The sentence is very brief, and it has finality. With my crossbow I shot the albatross. It is a simple sentence, very brief and very simple in structure. I have noticed that critics like Lewis, the author of the famous The Road to Xanadu, an authoritative, huge volume which analyzes the rhyme of the ancient mariner word by word. It is like 500 pages in which he analyzes the ancient mariner. It is a reference. And John Beer, who is a Coleridgean, he writes about Coleridge. He edits his works. Have never came across this point, the choice. And I have dug in so many books and in so many articles searching for a reason, but I couldn't find it until finally I arrived at it. The act of redemption, the act of redeeming the wedding guest, leads to the final message in the poem, which is, farewell, farewell, but this I tell to thee, thou wedding guest. He prayeth well, who loveth well both man and bird and beast. He prayeth best, who loveth best all things, both the great and the small. For the dear God, who loveth us, He made and loveth all. And this message applies even to this moment, when we are surrounded by so much hate, by so much violence, so much killing. We need to love everything. Because we are made, because who made us loves us. Yes, He promises punishment, but before that, He promises reward. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Dr. Rat, for this interesting presentation, actually. It is really great for sharing the latest insights and of academic and scientific research, as well as to experience the different research works, and Dr. Rat's presentation is actually one of them. Having had a look at the symposium's program, I am convinced that you are in for numerous inspiring keynotes, questions and discussions, so now the floor is yours. Yeah, please. Mrs. Hind will be number 1. Who else, please? Yes. Mr. Majid. All the instructors of literature. Dr. Haider, yeah. Okay. Yeah, please, Mr. Baha. Thank you. Yes, please, Mrs. Hind.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Okay, Doctor, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to meet you after many years. And your presentation reminded me of your wonderful lecture.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, so the mixed moment, is it why he looks so? Is it the facial expression that we have to imagine? Or it is the choice of that man that we met?
Yeah, it is. Let me refer you to the. It is here. Exactly. This is the wedding guest's remark and the untold facial expression on the mariner's face. A critically missed moment in the interaction between the characters. You know, because you have to look at it from the viewpoint of performance. You have to imagine the poem as a play, an interaction between two. That's when you capture. That's why I told you my teaching of drama and my study of drama helped me find out what others couldn't find. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Majid, please.
Once again, we are so thrilled by this great presentation. Indeed, knowing the fact that you have here one of your students, it just tells us how old you are, although you look.
Yeah, I am old. Yes.
And
No, he's still young, actually.
he is, yeah. Indeed, I think one of the reasons why you were able to reach such kind of conclusion, which is shocking indeed, is the fact that you are a man of drama. And previously we had Professor Saleh here, just like last year, and his presentation was on poetry. I objected that. I was like, why would you talk about a topic on poetry where we would love to see you as a man of drama? He said on the stage the fact that drama and poetry is like the same. It's like one film. And I think one of the reasons, like what you mentioned, one of the reasons you reached this conclusion is the fact that you tackle the poem, you approach the poem the same way as if you have seen a performance on the stage. And that's why you were actually reading the performance, faces, expressions, and feeling whatsoever. And that's why we come with this conclusion. So once again, we're so glad to have you here again. And thank you very much indeed for this great presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, please, Dr. Haidar.
Thank you, Dr. Ra'ad, for this wonderful presentation, of course. And actually, the question that I want to ask Sister Hilman asked you the same question. Actually, the whole poem is a missed moment. The whole poem. There's no one moment, according to my opinion, no moment in the poem can we say that it's a missed moment. The whole poem is a missed moment, isn't it? Because the moral lesson behind this poem is how to get rewarded, how to be punished, how to commit, of course, sin. So we would need to translate the whole poem.
Some parts of the poem are straightforward. They are clear, and some of them are not. The work itself is an exquisite work of imagination. There is so much supernatural in it. You know, so many of colors. Kubla Khan is a work that is full of the supernatural. Christabel, his incomplete poem, is a poem that is based on the supernatural. And the Ancient Mariner is, one of his most famous poems. Is so full of the supernatural. Some of its parts, yes, are missed moments. But the moral lesson at the end is very clear. The message is very clear. He presents.
The second question, I see that the poem is religious.
Yes, definitely. Because in one of the parts, well, after he kills the albatross, if I may remember the line correctly, he says, around my neck, they hung the albatross, like a cross, they hung the albatross, and the shape of the albatross, with his legs and neck and two wings, it is just like a cross. And when he finally blesses the water snakes, after the long suffering, he comes to bless the water snakes. What happens? The albatross falls and sinks like lead into the sea. It sinks, he is no longer punished. And there is actually, there are so many religious analogies, because the Ancient Mariner is analogous to Christ. He is analogous to the Wandering Jew, Yehudi Ta'eh. There are so many religious analogies, because don't forget that At that time, religion played a very strong part in society, in British society.
He's romantic.
He is romantic. Yeah.
Metaphysicality, you know,
Yes.
metaphysical powers there.
Yes.
They were really highly religious.
Dan was a clergyman. Dan was a clergyman. Yeah, he delivered the sermons on Sundays, and he was a poet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Haider. Now, yes, please, Mr. Baha.
Yes, my God, God is love, and without God, there is no love. I agree with your form of my. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thanks a
Thank
lot.
you very
Thank you,
much. Thank you
Doctor.
very much.
Thank you. We do appreciate it.